The U.S. Sun can exclusively disclose that Whoopi Goldberg's new biography details her mother's terrible mental collapse and how she prevented her from taking her own life as a child. The View co-host is getting ready to publish her own book, Bits and Pieces, My Mother, My Brother, and Me. Her mother, Emma Johnson, passed away in 2010 following a stroke. It details how her early life was influenced by her family while she was growing up in New York's public housing, especially her brother Clyde, who passed away from a brain aneurysm 5 years later. She claimed that despite their financial difficulties, her mother never intended to apply for welfare and supported her 2 children by working as a nurse. Whoopi recounted in the book how she once arrived home early from elementary school to discover her mother wearing a slip dress underneath a black trench coat, looking disheveled and barefoot. Karen Johnson, who goes as Whoopi, described how she was muttering incoherently and was unaware that she was at home. She described the unsettling incident, saying, "I watched as she went over to the oven, turned it on, and put her head in there. I knew this was terrible news since I was old enough. I rushed over, caught her by the waist, and dragged her away." Whoopi remembered watching with her older brother as their single mother was taken away on a trolley. As her mother was loaded into an ambulance and driven to Bellevue, a major mental health facility, she claimed to have felt protective and P** set off as neighbors stared at her. As family members took turns caring for the siblings, the 68-year-old singer claimed they did not receive any health updates and did not see her for 2 years. When her mother came back to live with them, Whoopi acknowledged that she had changed, and she and her brother had a hard time comprehending the circumstances. In order to help her daughter, she eventually recovered, earned a master's degree, and relocated to California. According to Whoopi, her mother said years later that she didn't recognize her kids when she was discharged from the hospital, but was frantic to avoid being sent back. Emma clarified that she had received electric shock treatment and that her father-in-law and estranged husband had made judgments regarding her health. After getting a call at work, the actress, who had always been close to her mother, learned of her passing. After leaving the Sister Act performance in London, she took a plane back to the United States. Tribute in movement. In an Instagram tribute, she called her mother, who graduated from New York University with a master's degree in early childhood teaching, one of the best people I've had the privilege of knowing. "I'm not sad, because she had a great time," she replied. "My brother and I made sure that my mother's life was rich and full since she loved to go on adventures and was an adventurer at heart. I believe that sometimes my sadness stems from the thought, who will love me the way that she did? However, I understand that my brother and I have each other, therefore everything is well." Since then, she has paid homage to her mother in a number of posts and discussed their strong relationship on The View. "The first time I went was in the early 80s, but my mother had always said, 'I'm going to take you and Clyde, that's my brother, I'm going to take you to Disneyland,' and she never could afford to do it," she recalled. After I mailed her a ticket and asked her to see me in California, she remarked, "You know, where do you live? I feel like I've been in this car for a long time." She was clueless about our destination. On May 7, 2024, Whoopi's autobiography will be published.